Hello and good evening, and welcome to the Thursday edition of The Shed. Hashtag Irish Bulls Mafia with me, Trevor. You're very welcome along to the Super Bowl preview. As you can see, I'm wearing my Super Bowl shirt. Got a flag on the play, flag on the play. We're going refs this weekend. Ref watch is what we're on this weekend. You're very welcome along to the show. So tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview the Super Bowl. I'm going to talk about a few different things and talk about MVP, and it's been announced tonight and who may win it, who may not. Talk about things that have happened in the last couple of weeks, my frustration, my anger, my annoyance at certain things. And we'll talk about the Super Bowl as well. There is two teams playing in it, and also the set of refs. You know, they're there. I'm on standby. I'm ready to be called if need be, and I have the flag and everything ready for them, so they can give me a shout at any stage. So you're welcome along, folks. So tonight we'll start with the Super Bowl. So it's Radio Row week over there in New Orleans, and I've been following Pro Football Ireland. They're doing a great job. Michael McQuaid, Mark Hogan, and Jason Hayes and co. Bringing shows from Radio Row, watch a bit of Pat McAfee, and a few other bits and pieces from there. And also seen some clips from players in the media when they were questioned, especially Kelsey and Mahomes, and there was a few good questions asked of them. The answers were expected more than anything else. But what has this Super Bowl done this year that is different to any other year for me? Well, I am 4 years into the NFL, as in being a real follower for the NFL, and I support the NFL. I've read and seen a lot of stuff this last week where saying things are rigged and these are all pre-planned and it's like the WWE, and I don't buy that. As angry as I am about certain things, it's a game where you cannot, unless players are diving, which I don't think so whatsoever. But and when I say diving, I mean, stepping back. These players get awfully well paid. Like, it's not like they're amateurs or semi-pros getting bits and bobs. These are well paid players. So I don't want to believe, whether it's true or not, that they would take a dive or could be persuaded or anything like that. So I can't see it being rigged. My anger doesn't mean that I think the referees rigged it either. I feel that it may be under certain pressures for certain things because of certain things, but I don't think they deliberately went out to say we're going to be so obvious that we're going to help a certain team win more than another team in any game, even though people are starting to prove things. But this weekend we have the Eagles and the Chiefs. And my issue this weekend, as people will know, is that the Chiefs shouldn't be there. And until I have no breath in my body, you will not convince me else otherwise. Because in that particular game against the Bills, we were driving. We got our first down. We were within field goal range of the Chiefs, and we were playing better, and we had them on defense. And you can say whatever else you want to say, but that American football, as you want to call it, there is momentum. That crowd would have quietened if the Chiefs got a score or a touchdown. It lifted when it was stopped and they got the ball. And I've been to the Bills games and I've seen the crowd affect the game, and I know what it's like, and it's brilliant when it's for you. And when you are an away team and you quieten the crowd, you've half the battle done, because you can relax, you can call plays, you can not have to be shouting, roaring, screaming or anything like that. And it's irrelevant now. It's gone. So, but my issue isn't. I followed the Bills. I seen the devastation on Josh Allen, who did his best to take responsibility for it. This week, he has said that he is at home thinking about plays he thinks he could have made that would have been better. Josh, my son, you're an absolute star, but you could have played 100% perfect. You weren't winning that game. And there's nothing you could have done differently. It wasn't to be, it wasn't going to happen. People can say, oh, whatever they want. But I'm afraid, and my daughter is a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I like her music myself. But she has a lot to play, whether she's part of it or not, she's there. If she wasn't at these games, it might make things an awful lot easier. But when she's there, the NFL look at the bottom line, and the bottom line is right now the Kansas City Chiefs with Taylor Swift is more valuable than Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. And that's just the fact of it. So, and I'm slowly coming around to it and accepting it. Am I going to watch the Super Bowl Sunday night? I don't know. I'm really, really annoyed. I can take getting beaten. I can be peed off about getting beaten. I suck that up. I've been through my own teams. I've been through it Mayo. I've seen it with Arsenal for years. I can suck it up. You know, you get mad, you bottle it up, and that's it. But being cheated out of a game, no, I can't accept that. And 7 plays in the AFC Championship game was Bills mark short on where they were at the ball. The most crucial one was the 4th and 1, which nobody, Goodell was even interviewed. He did not go up and say, oh, the referees were right. He didn't. They're bringing in technology now going forward. The technology is already there. It's too late now for us. We're out. We have to wait another 12 months to see can we take that next leap. And with that, there'll be teams rebuilt, building on, getting stronger, and you have to face all that again. That's the joys of football and sport. But the thing is, if it was 50-50 with pundits, experts, ex-referees, whatever, coming out and saying, oh, I don't think it was, I don't think this, you could say, well, maybe not. Nobody has come out and said that call was correct because they know it's not correct. And it's about momentum. So that's my thoughts on it. As I said, the Super Bowl is the Sunday. The Eagles are playing the Chiefs. I'm not a betting man. I don't make bets. I don't gamble. But if I was a betting man, I would bet that the referees will not make any major mistakes this weekend because the world is watching them and the pressure is on them. And I am sure if a referee makes a wrong call on the field, it'll be upstairs before they know it. And that's one thing I'm fairly sure on. So in that ways, it will be a fairer game. And I know Sean McDermott came out and said that we will not get calls in Kansas. And I even said it myself, you're playing the referees. But you're playing the referees for roughing the passer charge or false start charge, or offside or something like that. You should never be playing the referees when they have the technology to prove that you have A, passed the line when you should have passed, and B, a ball hits the ground and it's called a catch and it went to review. That's 14 points. I'm shutting up. That's all I'm saying about it. Yes, I'm upset. So anyway, we'll talk about the game. So for me, the Eagles will win this game if they run the ball with Saquon Barkley and continue to run the ball, because the Bills did get some joy out of it against the Chiefs. But when you got Josh Allen, and no disrespect to Jalen Hurts, he ain't Josh Allen. Josh Allen can pick a pass. Just look at the one to Matt Collins. That's as good as you'll get. And also, when even the pass at the end to Dalton Kincaid, and in fairness to Dalton, he did slip just before he went to catch it, and he also played with a torn PCL. I don't blame the lad, so I'm not saying anything, but the pass itself got to his target when he was getting hammered. So there's a difference. Jalen Hurts is a very good quarterback, but he is limited he's not in that top tier quarterbacks where he can, land on dimes like Josh Allen can, Joe Burrow can, Lamar Jackson can, in fairness, Mahomes can. But he is a very good quarterback, and he's got his team there to the Super Bowl on merit, and he has to be watched. And he has his own dangers with his running game, and he can pass as well. I'm just not saying he's on that elite league. But if Saquon Barkley can get the running game going, then the Eagles have a super chance of winning this game, and it won't be easy. On the other side, you're facing Mahomes, and Mahomes, in fairness to Mahomes, plays when he gets the chance. And because I'm bitter about refereeing decisions in the AFC Championship game, please don't get me wrong, I'm not disrespecting Pat Mahomes and how he played when given the chance. The only thing that he has got, but he did not get in our game, was all these penalty flags for touching him. So I'm not, disrespecting the quality of Patrick Mahomes, because I don't. He is an outstanding quarterback, and you don't get to 3 Super Bowls or close to them without having an outstanding quarterback, and he is that, and he's a top tier. Kelsey, this is Kelsey's last year in my eyes. He is there. He's a mouthpiece. He's got Taylor Swift. He ain't the Travis Kelsey from last year or even the year before. He can make a play here or there, but he's not the influential player. Pacheco, the running back, is a bigger player in my eyes. Wardy has become a bigger player than him in my eyes. So the Hollywood Brown there now as well. So they have weapons they can throw to. Hopkins, that came from the Titans. He's also there, even though I don't know if he's injured or not. I'm not 100% sure because I didn't see a lot of him in the Bills game. But he wasn't one I was watching for. The Chiefs then, Antonio Brown, Smith, Goddard, Dallas Goddard, the tight end. There are 3 players that, if they get momentum going, can cause trouble, and will cause trouble probably during the game. You looked in on the defense, Chris Jones, like whatever you want to say about the Chiefs, Chris Jones is savage, and he's an awesome player. And whether you like that team or not doesn't matter. You have to respect his performance didn't dip in any stage. He's up there with Mahomes as in the importance on the other side of the ball. Then on the Eagle side, you have Cooper DeJean, who's a rookie, but he's playing brilliant. Jalen Carter, a man that there's question marks about, has really become a leader on that team, and Darius Slay, another leader. So they kind of, they're the 2 best teams according to the NFL in the NFL right now, and they're in the Super Bowl. So we can't change it. So we're going to have to look at it. How do I think it'll go? I don't know. I think the Eagles can win it. Will they win it? It's a toss of a coin, because their defense is one of the best defenses, and their offensive line is one of the best offenses in the football. But the Chiefs' defense under Spagnoli is one of the best ran defenses in the NFL, and their offense, even though their offensive line is poor, Noah Gray, another tight end, DeAndre Hopkins, Juju Smith-Schuster, Kareem Hunt, with Isaiah Pacheco, there's a lot of weapons there. And then you have Kelsey, who will get you plays every so often. One thing I didn't like from last year's Super Bowl was the way Kelsey treated Andy Reid. And I would only hope that if Andy Reid gets any kind of, abuse again from him this year, that he just drops him. Have the courage, because I love Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey is a gentleman. He was a great player, tough player, physical player, but a gentleman. Travis, I liked up until the last year's Super Bowl, and I've lost respect for him since, because what he did to Andy Reid that night was embarrassing, and I'd have hauled him out of the game, whether I lost the game or not. I'd have given him a lesson. But I'm not the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. Everything is okay. They won the Super Bowl. If I'm going to pick a team right now, I can't. I'm going to leave it closer to Sunday night. And if I have the interest or find the interest to watch the Super Bowl, I'll be wearing the jersey of the team I think will win it. And that's all I can say. You'll have to tune in for that. On other news, tonight the MVP will be announced. Jalen Daniels has been announced as a rookie MVP, and rightly so. He has been brilliant, exceeded expectations, brought the Washington Commanders, a team that was 4-13 last year, to the NFC Championship game, played some absolute brilliant football, won games he shouldn't have, got his team. Fair enough, they were well beaten by the Eagles on the day, but their defense started bad, and once that happened, you can't blame him. Who will get MVP? Well, Pro Football Ireland put up a comment today, and they had Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen there. Like last year, Josh Allen should have got it if you want to go off stats. He outstatted Lamar Jackson. He just didn't outwin him, and he didn't get it. This year, Lamar Jackson on stats has outstatted Josh Allen, but Josh Allen has exceeded him on wins. Leave all that aside. They're both superstars, and they're both brilliant players. On any other year, I wouldn't begrudge which of them they get it. I am just so sick as a Buffalo Bills fan of being ignored that I want Josh Allen to get it, and I think he deserves it. The play against Kansas in the regular season, where he ran 26 yards on a 4th down through a bunch of Chiefs players or avoided them. The play against San Francisco, where he threw to Amari Cooper, wasn't the best pass, realized I can do something here. Amari tossed it back and got Superman touchdown. They're just some of the plays he can make. Now, don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson has played some brilliant football too, but we will call a spade a spade. If you put up on paper the Baltimore Ravens squad against the Buffalo Bills squad for 2024 on paper, you would say the Ravens have a stronger team. Derrick Henry, Bateman, Zay Flowers, Andrews, their tight end, Mark Andrews. So on paper they have a stronger team than what we would have. So for us to get the number 2 seed, the only team in the NFL to beat the number 1 seed in the AFC and the NFC, with the only recognized star, now there's been lots of more stars have formed since, but was Josh Allen. And it's like Thierry Henry in 2004 and 2006 should have been the Ballon d'Or winner. Hands down, best footballer in the world at the time. But Arsenal weren't a big enough football club, so they didn't get it. And they went out to different players instead that, again, in reality, did not have a game, did not have the year that Henry had. But as I said, when you're a small fish in a big pond, you're always battling. You just have to keep battling. Then, who do I think will win it? I think Lamar is going to win it because he won the other competition earlier in the year, a few weeks ago. I forget what it's called now, but the players had a vote on it, so he won the vote there. So I think that'll happen. Right now, I don't really care, to be honest. I was all for it earlier in the season, but after what I seen 2 Sundays ago, I'm just, I'm blah. I don't think Josh Allen will care either, because I'd be delighted for him if he wins, and I want him to win, but we wanted to be playing this Sunday. That was, our goal. And if the Chiefs had gone out and beaten us fair and square, then you can suck it up and say, well, we weren't good enough, we'll learn, we'll rebuild. But we gave everything, and the rest is history. We can say, that's why I'm wearing the black and white tonight. Then just from Radio Row this week, I see some of the Chiefs players that got asked questions. Kelsey and Mahomes about the referee, who was Mahomes' favorite ref, and who was Travis Kelsey. Would he prefer a 15-yard penalty or something to do with Taylor Swift? I don't know what they expect. Now, I know they handled it the way they handled it because there's no other way of handling it. But if this is highlighting itself at the press conferences of an NFL week, then surely to God there is something majorly wrong. That's all I'm going to say. Because you don't hear the Eagles boys been asked, oh, well, what about that call against Washington? Or what about this against... There's none of that, because the Eagles blew Washington away. And it was in the story, and deservedly are in the Super Bowl. I do apologize if I sound a bit all over the place, because I don't know what the players invested, and it's not about financial investment or anything. I'm all about emotional investment. But this team was written off all year. And as Bills fans, only us seen the development. Look at Matt Collins. I want Matt Collins back next year. Look at Dawson Knox. I want him there. Matt Milano came out from a serious set of injuries for the last 2 years and was awesome at the end of the year. Like James Cook. James Cook was one of the best players in the NFL. John Dawkins, savage. Ed Oliver played massive stuff all year in defense. Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown's awesome. Like Dalton Kincaid, he has time to improve. He had a good year, and he has injuries, and he finished the season with an injury. Keon Coleman, rookie year, he'll improve. Cole Bishop, he'll improve. We have the team, we have the steps. We need to build again in this year's draft coming. And next year, when it comes to playoffs, firstly, we need to be there, and only time will tell. So that's our first goal. That's what we'll aim for next August and so on. But if we get there, then it's to hell with everyone. Refs, NFL, and who we're playing. And we win by any means necessary in the story. But that's in future tense. So I'm going to wrap up tonight's video, folks. I want to thank you very much for watching and for your support. I'll do a quick one next week just to review the Super Bowl and how it went, and is there any stories from it. Then I have a few little things I'm going to announce who my certain players in certain positions are for the year. Whether they win awards or not, that'll be different. This will be my view. There'll be a Bills side, and then there'll be the NFL side. And we'll have a little chat about that. And then I think then it's time for a break. We'll take a few months off, recoup. I got back into a bit of my music today, put on the headphones, there was 2 new albums out by Skelett and Linkin Park. And I listened to them both, got back into them, enjoyed it. And it's just time to take a break and refresh and come back fresher and stronger and ready for the season. So anyway, folks, for tonight, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a safe, healthy, and happy weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl, whoever watches it. And whoever doesn't, well, I cannot say anything to you. Any other year I'd be saying you should be, but I don't know if I'm going to do it myself yet or not. So time will tell. Until next week, until my last video for the season, thank you very much. Stay safe, stay happy, stay together. And as always, my friends, go Bills.